So in today's video, I'm going to talk about how to protect wires, particularly in vehicles that have had their wiring modified. Um, there's a lot of different options out there, different meshes and whatnot. You can use shrink wrap tubing. You got regular tube mesh. You've got this, which is split mesh, and they all have their pluses and minuses. And so I'd like to show you a little bit about each and kind of walk you through getting one of these wire sets protected and cleaned up in the car. So first, let's talk about the shrink tubing. The shrink tubing is really tough stuff. It does require that you have a heat gun to get it on. It also requires planning. That this type and the tube mesh, you really need to get everything done ahead of time with this, or remove it and then put your tubing on, heat shrink it, or use the mesh tubing, and then put everything back together. 9 times out of 10, I don't have the time to do that. I'm a one-man band taking care of multiple cars, and so I have to be able to do things faster than what I would really like to. If it were up to me, I'd be using the heat shrink or that mesh tubing to protect the wires, but don't have that. And most of the time, the cars that I'm working on, the whole planning piece was never really in the cards. A lot of the stuff is done after the fact. They're done to address an issue with the car. And so all that planning and making it really robust and the way it should be likely is not there. So with that, let me show you what I normally do for these and how we're going to use it on the car today. On this particular application, we're going to use the split mesh. And all it is it's kind of a, you can see this, basically just a mesh that springs back on itself so that it creates a little tube. And so what you do is you open this up, put your wires in there. You can use your finger to kind of slide them into place like so, and it covers your wires. And then what I do is to make sure that the wires, that there's no pressure on the wires. I want the pressure, any kind of pull or anything, to be on the mesh, is I put wire ties strategically along this to make sure that it doesn't split. If it's particularly turned tight, these tend to open up a little bit. So in those areas, I'll put a wire tie along ends and everything, and make sure that this is going to take the stress over the wires. So basically, the wires have a little bit of slack inside of the mesh, and the mesh is taking all of the beating. There is one tool, however, that I think is really important that you get if you're going to use this or the other tube mesh or whatever, because this stuff can be a pain in the butt to deal with. When you try to cut it, you sometimes end up with a mess like this. It's all frayed. This one was cut and didn't get cut all the way through and then got pulled. And so you see all of those little bits and pieces there. That's, makes it kind of a mess and unusable. Let me show you the tool that I recommend that you get to take care of these problems. All right, so this is the tool right here. It's actually based on a soldering gun, so you can probably just pick up one of these tips. But this is actually for cutting nylon rope so that it doesn't fray. And I found that it works great with the split mesh. So what you do, see how messed up that is you just get this going, get warmed up. It hums a little bit, but it takes pretty quick. And all you do is use it to slice through this. It's basically melting it. Make sure that it doesn't drip on you when you do this. And so that's nice and even there. Be very careful with this end. obviously very hot. But then you have your mesh there. Sometimes it melts together. So I found if you carefully just pull it apart, sometimes it's harder than others. You do end up with a few stray ones there. Those stray ones that are still sticking out there, just take the gun again, warm it back up, and just melt those down so they're not an issue. Again, be super careful. It is very hot. Probably shouldn't be doing it around any kind of smoke detector either. And you don't want to be breathing that in either. That's toxic stuff. Oh, look at that, get nice and red hot. So there we go. There. Now it's nice and even and ready to go. And then do the same thing on the other end, and you're good to go. So what you're going to do with this stuff is I usually try to ballpark it to the piece that I need, cut it outside the car, and then go in. You can put it on part way and then cut it, but you got to be super careful then because you are putting something really freaking hot into the car. So you don't want to touch that to anything when you have it in the car. So again, my preferred method is cut this outside the car. All right, so I just basically held this up in place and ran it down the length that I thought it was going to be, like right next to the wire. I'm going to cut this and then you put this over the wire. I actually have to do a little bit of deconstruction in the car because there's wire ties and stuff around the wire already. So I need to take care of that issue, get them loose so that I can put them in this, and then I'll be redoing the wiring. It's also good to give yourself a little bit extra because it's a lot easier to cut some off than it is to cut some on. All right, so this one, I don't know if you can see, it's like really tight together. If you're very, very careful, you can use this to separate as well. But again, be super, super careful. You don't want to burn yourself, which I probably will because I'm trying to show you this at a weird angle. And be careful touching this immediately after because this is molten plastic now that you're dealing with at that end. So make sure it is cooled off before you start manhandling this because it will burn you and it sticks. It is not very nice stuff when it's molten. And the way I'm going to measure this is just hold it up where I need it, run it down, and then just kind of guess or just kind of guesstimate how that's going to run. Get these wire ties off. Being really careful that I don't get the wire. You can see there's already been some shrink tubing put on here to help with keeping the wires together. And it was the shrink tubing put around the wires here at the end to keep it waterproof as much as possible, which is very important, obviously, because the mesh itself will not protect it from water. So I've got my mesh, and all you got to do is open it up a little bit, put your wire over into it, and then they do actually make tools for this, but you can just use your fingers and slide it down along your mesh, and it will plant the wires into the middle of the mesh. All I'm going to do is, again, wire tie the ends here. This has a little bump in it, so if I put it up here, it could slide down. I'm going to put it where the bump is. That way it keeps it better in place. All right, and then that'll be run down like that. One on the other end to hold it in place. And I can put the battery cover back on. What I'm going to do on this far end, I'll move the camera here in a second, is I'm going to wire tie the mesh around the wires so that the mesh is secured to the wires. Keep that slack in there. And then I'm going to wire tie the whole thing to the wires next to it so that it doesn't flop around very much, just to keep the stresses off the wire. And then along the length here, particularly in a place like here where it's showing a gap, I'm going to put a little wire tie there to help hold it closed. I usually try to do them kind of equidistant. I think I might only do the one on here. I don't think I'm going to need it. There's not any really big turns that would normally cause the gap problem. But I mainly do this just to keep the gaps from opening up and the wire spilling out. It shouldn't anyways, because it's actually in the inner part here. It's not like just right here. It's actually inside that tube, which is important that you get it in that part. With the wire ties, I want to keep some slack on this upper end so that it's not putting any stress on that. These wires are kind of important. These are going to our radio. Again, had there been, like, no kidding, planning for this, this would have been either in the shrink tubing or in the mesh, but no such luck. You know what, before I put that one on, I'm going to put this over, secure it again, make sure that I don't stress it down here on the bottom. I'll make sure that there's enough slack in everything so that it plays nice and doesn't have any issues. All right, so there you have it. That's how you give your wires a little bit more protection. If you like what you see here, please like and subscribe for more content, and hope to see you out there.